Hello YouTube. I've often been on Hotmail, and when I'm exiting I'm seeing the Nokia Lumia there portrayed right at the outset, and then with the profusion of smartphones like with Vodafone, I'm seeing their prices online, €750. I'm seeing other prices there which are much more acceptable. Now there's the Lumia 800, much more acceptable, £210, and I'm seeing the update as described on Pocket Lint in the UK, 7.8. Now look, that looks pretty sexy. With €300 off, I think that's affordable, and I go to my local store there and I'm able to buy finally back in January the Lumia 800 for €170, and there it is at 200 just a couple of weeks later. So I know I've got the right deal here when I'm looking at this particular device, because I know that it's at the right price and offering the right features like that, you know, Facebook, Twitter, Angry Birds. It looks good to me. The manual, of course, is often the place to start. In this case, I want to say that it's essential. Please follow this, right? That's 52 short pages. A lot of these are like safety and disclaimer information, the size and the description of the device, but it's well worth recognizing, especially in terms of how you insert the SIM, for example.
Getting started, charging the battery, try out the touch screen, create a Windows Live ID. I'm going to assume that that is the same as Hotmail, or what is now Outlook.com. All these things that Microsoft have invented, and they're all the same essentially. So the passport, Live ID, Hotmail and Outlook. Is it all going to be what, Live, or is it going to be Outlook.com? Okay, find your way. Zune is supposed to be really good, the Zune player, and then Nokia Maps are supposed to be really good.
As it actually turns out, in the real world, Zune is nothing to fear at all. Let's look now at the hardware. Zune will be talked about later on. Here's a 3-pin plug. It see, from the European perspective, it looks flattened, but then you expand it, you see, because it slides, and then you can treat it as a USB charging device or plug it straight into the mains. Here's the USB plug. The plugs, the lead is about 4 feet long, which is all right. Not perfect, but all right. Now, unbundling further, we have the earphones. Again, that lead is about 4 feet long. 3 pairs of earphones there. The buds, that is. And the ones by default on the earphones were slightly too large, I noticed. There's a mute button, it seems, on the earphones. Now let's talk about the weight of the device. Look, it fits perfectly in my hands. Plastic clad, I've yet to even unclothe it. Magnificent display, perfect size for me and my relatively large hands. As it turns out, 800 by 480 pixel AMOLED display, active matrix organic light emitting diode. There you can see from left to right, camera button, power button, then volume controls. And there are 2 hatches which are very, very important to me. From left to right again, the USB port and then the SIM port. I'm plugging the thing in for audio, and of course it fits perfectly, standard audio. Again, referring to the second port on the right there, we've got the idea that we have to log in, but then I have to go to my local phone shop to even understand this, and this embarrassed me. I didn't want to have to do this, and yet I learned how to do it. Again, I emphasize to you good people out there, I haven't bought a new mobile smartphone in 9 years, since 2003. So I finally learned out how to insert the SIM card. I put it into the slot there, and then did you see me slide the thing over? This enables the phone to have a very, very tight fit. This is down to the engineering. Okay, again, carrying on, before we start to look at the feature set, you see the speaker, the back of the device, polycarbonate unibody, non-replaceable user battery, by the way, Carl Zeiss lens, 8 megapixel dual LED LED, so good enough for 2 meters roughly for the flash. Lastly, let's take a look at the leaflet there, and that's just an introduction. It really is a teaser, you know. The music, the radio, the marketplace, everything else. Zune is a big part of this device, really. Zune links you to the rest of the world. The final thing to be talked about is a soft case that goes on the back of the 800. This is like a protective surface. It's nice and rubbery, very tight fitting. Takes a few seconds to put on, but it's worth it. It increases the grip. It doesn't interfere with the operation of the buttons at all. In fact, it protects them. You can see the beveled edges there over the top of the power and the volume buttons, and it leaves the USB hatch cover there free. So it's a nice design aspect. Again, I do like this and I concentrate on this stuff a lot.
This phone just feels so good in my hand. I have reasonably large hands, reasonably small wrists. That doesn't matter for a phone because I review watches, but when I look at this, this is a very, very saleable device.
Obviously we need to charge the phone before we can do anything. This took maybe an hour and 20 minutes from scratch.
So let's start the thing up right now. I'm going to try to demonstrate to you just how intuitive this device is. I've already fiddled around with it a few times, but not enough to really get right into it. It's starting up what I think is reasonably quickly. You heard it buzz there, maybe. And see, I'm already loving the interface. Now this is the default one. In other words, I haven't altered any of this. So it syncs quite quickly to the network there. Vodafone, of course. This can be unlocked, but I'm not about to do it just yet. So you can see there that things are kind of showing themselves to you almost like in real time. And again, I'm very, very comfortable with this interface. Everything is nice and easy. So, I mean, it just shows you there what it's done. That's how you dial the number, of course.
Once you finish dialing, it's a simple matter of, can you just about see that Windows tile there at the bottom? So those things are screen printed and they stay there no matter what. All right, they're always there. The Windows tile is for you to just get back to the start screen. Now here you can see a threaded message view here. Can you see how clear it is? Look, I'm not an iOS like an Apple or an Android user, but for me that is really, really, really clear. Could I want it clearer? I don't think so. That's from Vodafone, and these are just messages recognizing the fact that I've topped up with them, that I've registered with them, and that I'm ready to use the service with them. Type a text message, of course. When you do that, the keyboard pops up. But that's going to be seen later when we get online, literally, and then see how powerful the phone is for internet usage. That's me again, just looking at Windows Phone, and then there's a hyperlink there clearly visible on this gorgeous display. I wear glasses, you see, but this display is fantastic. 3.7-inch AMOLED, 800 by 480 pixels. Let's now go back to the start screen and see the number of tiles that are available. All of these are customizable. This needs to be noted, all right? And this is kind of a live display, like I said. You can't see this, but even the picture there is kind of scrollable. It scrolls within itself, and those are just sample pictures. Within Vodafone, you know, they give you live feeds like RTE, the news feed from the national station there. Here's a list of applications that are available. Right, on YouTube previously I saw some schmuck scrolling up and down, and I just thought, well, this is ridiculous. You need a much steadier view of what is available, so this is why I did this as it is. Nokia Drive, Nokia Maps, Nokia Music alone, I've seen in a review already, are the reasons why you should buy this device. Nokia Drive, sat-nav, Nokia Maps, GPS, Nokia Music, radio, and it's like a store for all kinds of music. So ones that you buy, ones you can download, and so on and so forth. Office here, OneNote, note-taking. It can edit and view Excel and Word, and it can view only PowerPoint presentations. Outlook, I believe, is available, but please can you Google Outlook connector for Hotmail if you want to research this further. As far as I know, Outlook on this device only works through Exchange. Okay, there's the Vodafone hub, and that is, like I said, a hub. It's a connector for all these other services. That's through Vodafone. Okay, Zune. will be looked at later. As you can see, it's another kind of a hub, a portal. This device is made to connect things. Again, even through games, you need an Xbox pass, like a Zune pass. And last time I checked, which was this morning actually, it was like $5 a month, allowing you access to music and all kinds of stuff. When it said here Creative Studio, I mean, look, I thought that would be down to video editing. Face warping. The camera is going to be much more my kind of application. Allow the camera to use your location. What's interesting is that you have to give a disclaimer up front that you don't mind if maybe Microsoft gets your GPS data. So geotag enables, of course, the access to wherever and however you take your photos and videos. So the camera here is capable of 720p resolution. The calculator, you might think it's just a bland application, but can you see how clear and plain it is to use? This is what I'm talking about. Everything about this device is just so easy to use. There's not a single aspect of this that I've seen before. There's no reference to the manual or anything else. Look, I'm playing around with the numbers here, and I now see a scrolling series of numbers to set the alarm. For the first time. All right. How is this done on iOS, Apple iPhone or Android? I don't know. All I know is that this is very, very, very easy to use. You see a tick mark there. You click on it and then you see the other options that are available. In this case, what you have is the selection of like the tones for the alarm. Vibrate, of course, along with other things which I've yet to look at. And then once you're done, you're done. That's it. Well, I don't know how many alarms are on this. All I know is that it just works. Within the applications, you've got settings, and then can you see at the top there where it said system and applications? This is the second row. Where you had system, it deliberately is like spelt so that you have to scroll across to see the beginning of applications. And now there's a phone setting. It's so clearly laid out. This is just very, very, very nice to look at and easy to use. This is what I just love about this device, the sheer power that it operates. There's me saying goodbye. I press the power button and then I scroll down. That's it. In the reverse sense, I press the power button to start it up again. Once it's on standby, that is, not just turned on. And then I scroll up. It's almost like it's a physical thing. And then I'm ready to go from whatever screen I was at before. Let's look further at what's going on here in terms of the more serious and meaningful applications here. Now this is Zune. Like I said, there was only a passing reference to this. The radio operates, of course, with, as you can see there, the headphones plugged in, which as same as with other smartphones. And again, this is me operating it for the first time with my thumb scrolling across. Can you see there in the top left of the picture, it kind of lights up with a star, and that means that there's a station available, and then you can then choose that as a preset. Okay. And then you're going across, and I recognize that frequency as being similar to one that's, there you go, spin 1038. That's a pop station. All right, going across again. I'm scrolling back down, just almost at random, and that is very close to a frequency which I recognize. Sunshine there.
Not bad, Nokia. Well done.
So the phone is obviously really good at giving RDS information, radio data services, and then it shows up in the history as well. The history there is recalled quite easily. And then again, this is me just testing it out. Let's look at Zune here briefly. As you can see, it's a kind of a portal, Nokia music videos, podcast, radio. The history here that you can see is actually contained within the history of the phone, and all you do to access that is by pressing the back button on the phone. Now let's look at my other hardware here. This is the HTC Titan 2. Now I bought this 3.5 years ago, coming up to 4 years ago now. 320 by 240 pixel display, just about touch sensitive. That's a resistive screen, so that can be touched with anything, like a pen or a stylus. It has a stylus. Hinge screen, physical keyboard, very heavy, right? 190 grams. This one here, very light. Similar specification. This is why I bought the phone. And this was my day-to-day phone until a couple of months ago when it broke down on me. Symbian operating system, which I don't mind. Wi-Fi, GPS, usable and decent 5 megapixel Carl Zeiss camera. In fact, I used this camera phone to record my first watch video. That was of the Timex Global Trainer in the autumn of 2010. So stereo speakers there, dedicated camera button. All right, it's a very nice phone and light as well. So light that I wouldn't need to worry about the weight. All right, that's the camera interface right there. Lastly, of course, the Lumia. Now, slimmer, bigger, but heavier. Much heavier, unfortunately, than the Nokia, but lighter than the HTC. 140 grams. You will notice the weight of this device. That's the bottom of it, of course. The speaker. Dedicated camera button on the left there. Power button on the left, and then the volume controls. And of course, those flaps you've seen before. The Bluetooth integration actually is very, very slick. Can you see on the left, of course, the Nokia is integrating very, very tightly. The integration with the HTC, which is an older phone, took longer. Let's now look at the internet integration. This is, again, interesting because we're talking about some very, very powerful hardware at work here along with the software. Wow, really quick. So quick it's faster than my laptop. I can't believe this. YouTube integration. This wasn't available apparently with the original incarnation of Windows Phone 7.0. So this is 7.5, but stay tuned people, because in the second video of this collection we're going to be looking at 7.8, which as I speak is only 1 day old for me. Local headlines here, and now I'm clicking on supermarket store, very well known of course in my continent, Europe. See, this is live. Look how fast this is. This is incredible, right? And there's the pop-up keyboard. Again, it's so quick. Everything is so quick, and this is done for the first time. Incidentally, the default internet browser is Bing, built into Nokia phone. But you know what the hell? I can use Google if I want. Let's look at Google in just a few seconds. I'm entering like 2 letters. Google comes up. Look at that, 1 second. 1 second, this is indoors. Now I'm going to try out, I think, the BBC. Again, you see how quick it is for the suggestions to come up. You know, my mind boggles at the power of this. You see, you smartphone users out there, you might think that this is usual for you, but this is the first time I've seen this on a mobile phone device that I actually own and use. This is actually fun. This would make me want to get into it even more. All very, very readable. This text here, as someone in his 40s, is 100% readable. Black and white, clear as a bell. This 3.7-inch AMOLED display doing its most to make it very, very workable for me. Last of all, we have robertafrica.com, my own site. And pinch to zoom, my God, 100% perfect. Everything's scrolled exactly as it needs to be. No strange broken links or anything like that. And then the accelerometer and the landscape display works perfectly.
Thank you for calling the Public Service Card Help Desk. My name is Leah. How can I help you? What is your nationality?
British.
What is your favourite sport?
Running.
That's grand. That card is activated there for you now, okay?
It's activated. Thank you very much, all right?
Thanks for your call. Bye now.
Cheers and bye. Thank you so much.